All right, we are back, guys, for the second match of Group B here in the TLS round of 16. It is going to be Bakuryu, the Mustache Zerg, versus Project.
Yeah, this is exciting. Two real fan favorites here going up against one another. I mean, Project a fan favorite just because he's super awesome. He wears a cool hat. He streams, or he did. And Bakuryu because he's also generally awesome. Has a cool look going on for himself as well. So this really is the battle of the big hitters. And both these guys playing their main races this time. So I thoroughly expect a very, very good game.
Indeed, indeed. Well, see, you say main race, but Nemu actually sent me a PM that was like, I have no main race. I main all races.
He's such a challenging human being.
Yeah.
I can't imagine a conversation with him in real life.
Dude, I bet he'd be amazing. Like, in my head, I kind of envision him as like Conan the Barbarian.
Really?
You know, he fears no enemy. He's master of all weapons, aka races.
Yeah.
He's definitely Conan.
Yeah, okay, I can see that. That's definitely the persona he's trying to cultivate for himself, although losing doesn't really help that image to become reality. But, you know, he can still come back. He can still come back.
It was a tactical defeat, you know? It's like a tactical withdrawal, but for losing.
Yes, I like it.
Yeah, it's fine. Anyway, Bakuryu versus Project, yes, that's the match we're doing now.
Yeah, we always do that.
Yeah.
Sometimes we don't even talk about StarCraft or anything StarCraft related. We just go off on one.
Doesn't even matter, man. We can talk about whatever we want, and all the viewers can do nothing but listen. Well, I guess they can mute us, but don't do that. Please don't do that. All right, we'll go into the game before anybody does that.
Okay, that's it.
Alright, here we are in the game. At the top left, as the Purple Terran, we have Ro16, aka Project.
Yeah.
And at the top right, we have LRM Bakuryu.
And the crazy name proves that he's cool, because only a Korean would have that name.
Exactly.
And while he is kind of Russian, he's also kind of Korean, so, you know, that
Dude, I bet his description even says, live life thanks, whatever the thing is.
Live,
thanks
hang on,
to
no,
shield battery.
Live life, lively, full of life, thanks to shield battery.
Wow, I can't believe you actually know it.
I love it. I don't know why. It just strikes a chord with me. Live life, lively, full of life, thanks to shield battery. I think it's amazing because like the grammar doesn't even work. Nothing about it works, but it's just beautiful.
Yeah, that's why I'm surprised you can actually remember, because it's a completely nonsensical string of words.
It's so good. It's somehow just adorable as a thing to say. It's brilliant.
Oh, alright, so, yeah, we are on Neo Jade once again. Same map pool, of course, as the last group, and looks like the Overlord going in the correct direction here. Now, Project, in the qualifiers, played a pretty sick game on this map against Infected in their best of 3 series. I think it was in the semi-finals? But, yeah, I think Infected went for Crazy Zerg, and then like got into an insanely good position against Project, but Project somehow managed to hold off with like 2 base against 7 or something for a ridiculously long time. So it was pretty exciting.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I actually remember that game. Project just making small numbers of units count left, right, and center. So hopefully, you can show us some more of that.
And Elegant's mic has just died. Nobody can hear you, Elegant. All right. I don't think Elegant can hear me, actually. I can see him still talking. Elegant has just gone off by himself. I don't know what's going on, guys. Alright, so I'm going to keep going. And it looks like Project going for a 14cc. Oh, I can hear things! I can hear things. Elegant, can you hear me?
Am I back?
Yes, you're back! You're back.
Yes!
Alright, that was weird.
Did I went, didn't I?
Yeah. You like, I couldn't hear you anymore, and I was trying to talk to you, and you just kept talking on the camera, and I was like, wait, does he not hear me? I couldn't even tell.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I have this crazy kind of system which is really good, but it just seems to mute out Skype and make me not able to hear anything sometimes.
That was really weird. Well,
Yeah.
while you were away, we had a 14cc from Project.
We did, that's true, I noticed it. I said something about it as well.
Ah, alright, well,
Yeah.
you can actually say it again, because nobody heard it.
No, that was literally all it is, I just kind of called it to attention.
Ah, I thought
It
you had
was
some
really
amazing
unremarkable.
insight.
It was just absolute stock casting, and you don't need to hear it again.
Anyway,
Yeah.
yeah, this is very interesting. So, Project going for the risk here. Didn't he go for 14cc a couple of times previously, though? Like in the round of 24 and also in the qualifiers? I think he did it against Enjoy Me, didn't he?
Yes. Enjoy...
I'm pretty sure he did it again in the first game against Enjoy Me.
Yeah, I think it was
with a
Enjoy Me.
14cc.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that seems to be something he'd like to do. I mean, I guess if he's a little bit out of shape, might as well do a slightly risky build and try and gain an advantage, especially against a Zerg as strong as Bakuryu, who's, of course, a regular in the Foreigners team. I don't think he's got any big individual tournament wins, but he always gets pretty far and does pretty well in team tournaments as well. So, yeah, it's pretty good. But,
One Marine, I think you could definitely have tried a bit more of a run by right there. I mean, I know there was a pretty hefty SCV bot, but I think you could have made a little bit more of an effort. That's nice, nice bunker position, you know, I like that because that means you can shoot the lings all the way over to the ramp and a little bit to go down the ramp as well. I think that's really smart by Project. But I think definitely a run by could have been on the cards right there.
Well, see, that's the one thing about Bakuryu, by the way. Bakuryu is such a straight-up player. Like, you know, he never cheeses, and, you know, if he's playing as EVP, for example, and he sees you doing a bad wall, he won't try and punish you with a run-by or anything. And, I don't know, he's an overwhelmingly nice guy, and it shows even in his play.
Yeah.
So I think that might be part of what just happened there.
Yeah, I think
it's quite funny, actually.
Yeah, I think that's what we can attribute it to. Bakuryu just being, you know, too nice. He doesn't want to make his opponent look bad. He's a cool guy. He's a cool guy.
Maybe he saw the game between G5 and Technics and was like, don't want another one of those.
Yeah, maybe. I wouldn't actually be entirely surprised if that were the case.
Although actually, I'm pretty sure they were played at the same time, so
oh, were they?
Maybe not. Yeah.
He's just got sick hacks.
Yeah, he just knows, man. He can feel it. The mustache just tells him what's going on.
Yeah, that's where he draws all his awesome power from. Imagine if he were to shave it off one day and he would just be like the C- noob.
Well, yeah, he's like that king from like Greek mythology or whatever. When he got his hair cut off, he died or something like that.
Oh,
lost his power.
God.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I do, but oh my God, I can't.
Dude, somebody's gonna write it in the chat in a second, and then
yeah,
you can
please
say
somebody
it and
write it in the
pretend
chat.
to be smart.
Yeah. Come on, guys.
Anyway.
Don't let me down. I'll just wait and then I'll ninja.
Samson.
Samson. Okay, good.
Boom.
Okay, nice. So yeah, Bakuryu is like Samson, as we've just established.
And somehow one link has actually run into the main. I have no idea how that happened, considering there's a giant medic marine ball right there. How the hell did that link actually get in? What? He even killed the SCV! Wait, what's going on right now? Wait, hold on. How did he... Wait a minute. Did he like run around?
He must have run around. Oh, I don't know. That's really, really confusing. Anyway, it looks like the rest of the links are going to go down. The medic marine ball, well, I say medic marine, the marine firebat ball coming out and doing its job finally. And it looks like it's going to be a little bit of a concerted push over towards Bakuryu's main. This should be alright. I mean, the 3 sun colonies should be enough to hold out. Although, having said that, he only, oh no, he does have a third one down. Okay, I thought he only had 2. Had a minor moment of panic, but it looks like he should be just fine to defend. The medics, funnily enough, are getting completely left behind though. These marines and firebats are completely on their own and have stimmed once already, so they're pretty much all damaged, so definitely wouldn't want to be making any other kind of attack with them right now.
Yeah, and you know, Baku's already got 3 seconds up, so he's completely fine here. Looks like Project was hoping to hit some kind of timing there, but it's not going to be there. Even when the medics get there, it doesn't really matter. Baku being very cute with just like the single link backstab, so it's very, very funny. And anyway, the mutas are just now popping out. And we do have a Hydrogen as well. So Baku, as I said, playing completely standard ZBT. 3-edge muta into lurkers. These Marines actually might get caught in the middle of the map here. They're going to run back a little bit faster. They're going to get a bit stuck, a bit lost in the middle of the map. Oh man, they're going to get caught by these mutas. Well, actually, they could catch the mutas if Baku's not paying attention. Oh! God. That was pretty close. And it looks like the mutas are going into the natural here. The Marines are trying to come back. They were out of position. They didn't manage to kill a muta. Project losing SCVs. The Marines coming in. And looks like Bakuryu going to pull back a little bit, but look at how nice this is to harass here. The minerals press right back against this cliff. No space to build turrets. So nice for Bakuryu.
Yeah, I mean, I can completely see why Project. Well, I was about to say I completely see why Project would make that missile turret at the front, but I think he should have made more missile turrets at the front because there's completely kind of uncovered area right now. Those Marines are going to be decent. They're not going to be quite as good as extra missile turrets, so maybe 2 missile turrets would have been more advisable for him right there, but it looks like he is going to be able to beat back the mutas for now. The Marines are going to be enough to do the job, and can he make up his natural gas anytime soon? No, it doesn't look like he is, so he's going to be pretty heavily stuck on Marines and medics for the time being, only now making up his first factory. So he's going to stay pretty low tech for a while, and meanwhile he does manage to get a firebat interestingly down to the bottom right hand corner, so he's going to do some serious damage to that hatchery before anything actually gets down there to defend it. That is one mean ass firebat.
Yeah, it's quite funny because Bakuryu actually doesn't have any units to actually go deal with it, but I mean he's sending a couple of hydras there now, I would imagine. So yeah, those should be able to just kill it and then morph into lurkers. Meanwhile, Bakuryu trying to hold back this big medic marine force. He's doing a very good job of using this kind of ramp area here, this wide ramp in the middle of the map, to pick off a few extra units. But that's still a pretty hefty force moving down to the bottom right. And if Project can get there before the lurkers finish, he'll be in good shape. I don't actually see lurker tech on the way here. Okay, looks like it's already finished. But whoa, losing a muta there for Bakuryu.
Yes, indeed. So Bakuryu's going to have to do a little bit better than that if he's going to be able to prevent this inevitable push across the map. I mean, he does have a couple of lurkers morphing on the ramp, and they should be in time. So I think Bakuryu should be absolutely fine against this, and he's going to be able to pick up a couple of stragglers as well. And looking at the composition right here, we actually have no medics left whatsoever, and a lot of overstim Marines. So those mutas are going to be super, super effective against his Marines if he gets a good position. So going to have to be very, very careful to keep those alive, and probably should pull those back and get them back into some kind of medic cover. But I think Project's underproducing on medics quite significantly here. I mean, we can see a total of 2 medics on the map right now, and that is really not many considering the number of Marines he's putting out.
Yeah, it's kind of the opposite of Lost Game where Nemu had too many medics. Now the Project doesn't have enough. Also, his macro is a little bit messed up here. He doesn't have enough barracks. He's only got 4 barracks on 2 base, and it's not like he has a second factory or anything. So his money keeps getting high, and it's not really his fault. Like, he's queuing up units, and he can't really spend his money because he should have 5 or 6 barracks, I think, if he's not, you know, getting any extra other like factories or starports. So yeah, not ideal. Meanwhile, looks like Bakuryu doing a little bit more harassment here at the back. You can see Project tried to fit some turrets in here, but they're just kind of messing up his mining even, like messing up the gas here, and even trapped an SCV at the back. So this is super annoying for him, but it looks like now he's moving out once again. He's bringing a few more medics this time, and where is he going to go here? I mean, you know, the natural seems to be pretty well defended here for Project, and the third base has 3 lurkers below the ramp, so that's going to be almost impossible to break there with just Medic Marine. And man, these mutas doing so much damage for Bakuryu here, doing way more damage than they should, really.
Yeah, and I don't know. I just feel like Project's missile turret's positioning has been a little bit off. I mean, could he have positioned them a little bit more in his mineral line? There are ways to do it, but maybe not on this particular map. But I think he hasn't been adequately covered really at any point in this game, and he's lost a lot of SCVs. We can see really, really low on his SCV count, both in his main and his natural. He's having to produce Marines again, not Marines, SCVs again now. And I think his position maybe could have just been a little bit better.
Yes, indeed. Looks like, I think he's scanned there. I heard a scan go down. Presumably he scanned the natural and sees a billion lurkers and Sunguns there, so there's no way he's going to break that without siege tanks / science vessels, but the muta is just being so annoying here. Man, if they can actually snipe the first vessel, that would be absolutely critical. That might actually be what Bakuryu's waiting for here. I don't know if he knows how the timing that well that he can actually wait for that. Meanwhile, Project sending a few Marines down here to the bottom right. I hope they don't actually walk down the ramp. That would be pretty terrible for them. They should actually just wait here at the top. Yep. Okay, looks like that's what they're doing. Perfect. Meanwhile, where did the mutas go? Aha! Oh no, they're gonna get the vessel! No!
Oh my god. They're not gonna get the vessel, they're not gonna get the vessel!
Oh! 9 HP, 1 shot left on that vessel. A bit of a micro error there from Bakuryu. Definitely could have had it. Wow, that would have been so bad. Got that
final shot off successfully, but it looks like only kind of half the mutas shot right at the end there. So it was on a knife edge, but the science vessel just survives. And having said that, the science vessel now decided to go on a little bit of a crusade again, and is floating out in front of the main force. So still a decent opportunity there for Bakuryu to take that down. Meanwhile, Project looking like he's going to continue his push on into Bakuryu's natural, and without Consume finished so far, I think this is going to be... Oh no, we do have Consume finished so far, okay. So this is actually going to be entirely defensible for our noble Zerg player, so he's going to be able to hold out. And this is where I find Bakuryu often gets really good when it gets to this kind of hive level play. He can get really, really scary. He's going to be able to throw down the Dark Swarm right now. Might be able to catch a couple of siege tanks while he's at it. Is the crackling upgrade done? I think it maybe is done, but either way he's able to push down push back the Terran force, and he's going to be able to continue out and regain that ramp at the top of his, next to his third base, rather, I should say.
Now, I really like how Project's divided his force a little bit. He's got a small force down at the bottom right because, of course, this natural base is where the Zerg wants to take his fourth base. So just by leaving a small group of Marines here, forces Bakuryu to do a little bit of extra micro, a little bit extra APM, although, oh my god, Project's not paying attention. Oh no, those poor Marines have been skewered. Okay, it was a good idea until they all died. Then it became a bad idea, but good effort from Project. Anyway, he's continuing to focus here at the front. I don't see any signs of a third base just yet, so he's pretty committed to this attack so far. Usually you'd see at least a third command center float down in the main right now, so he can float it out later. Although the meters are slightly denying that at the moment, but he should be able to take care of that. And oh man, another vessel going down here. Pretty unfortunate. Oh, he's elevatoring into the main, though. This could be very, very good for him. Bakuryu's defenses are all focused at the natural. He doesn't have very much in the main base at all. He's sending some lings back. He's sending to the Filer, but with so much space in the main, he can easily run around it. He might get to the mound before Plague finishes. That'll be so crucial. No, it looks like the Dark Swarm is going to save the mound and it'll let Plague finish.
Wow, that was close. That was really, really close. Plague, of course, a very, very significant spell when it comes to dealing with these large numbers of Marines and Medics. He is going to be able to take down the Spire. That's not too huge of a deal at this point. It's still a little bit of a problem, especially when there's dropships flying around. And those Marines are going to continue causing havoc in the main. That Medic is going to stay alive, but it is looking quite significantly on low health. So once that goes down, these Marines are going to be very, very soft to any kind of Zerg pressure. And he's coming in now with another Dark Swarm, and he's probably going to be able to push these Marines back into an impossible position, but Project once again showcasing that kind of play, which I thought he might, and he's just continuing to play.
Oh man, he's killing all the drones! Bakuryu is losing all the drones! Man, see, this is what I'm talking about. At the natural, it's just a narrow corridor, so Dark Swarms are impossible for the Terran to run around, but once you go into the main base, you have so much space that one Dark Swarm just covers a small area, and the Marines can just micro away. It looks like he's finally going to be able to clean this up, but that was a ridiculous amount of damage. I mean, he killed so many drones, he took out the spawning pool, he took out the Spire, and he still hasn't actually established his fourth base here, although it looks like Project going to suicide a few units into that.
Yeah, but that worked out really, really pretty nicely for Project. I mean, it got shut down fairly, or it appeared to get shut down fairly early, but then he was able to keep making it work, and that's exactly the kind of thing I was talking about when I was saying how Project can continue to be effective with units. He's continuing to delay the bottom right-hand corner as well, whereas many lesser players would have lost control of that by now. It's still a bit of an uphill struggle for Bakuryu to get control of that again. It looks like he's finally probably going to be able to get a fourth running, but it's by no means certain yet, and he's having to defend it pretty ardently with Dark Swarm. Although having said that, he has managed to prevent Project from getting third base as well. Project starts to look a little bit thin in terms of what minerals he has available.
Oh man, and the Marines are being elevated into the main. Sorry that I was like so focused on the Scourge micro, I didn't even realize you stopped talking. I was like, oh my god, is he gonna get the dropship? Is he gonna get the dropship? But it looks like the Marines do go into the main. Can they snipe the Defiler Mount this time? He should go for the Defiler Mount there. Oh man, there's a lurker underneath. There's only a single lurker there. He could get the Defiler Mount anyway if he just ignores it, but he's not going to just yet. Meanwhile, so much is going on that Bakuryu, even though he has the money, he's not only is he supply blocked, he's not even building the fourth hatchery. Just as I say it, he builds it. But look at this, Bakuryu, of course, known for being a fairly low APM player, you can see, compared to Project's massive APM here. So the multitasking is kind of hurting, you know, really taxing his play a little bit here. You can see him making some fundamental mistakes that Bakuryu might not normally make. But meanwhile, it looks like Project, though, having some multitasking issues as well, losing all the Marines at the bottom left, almost all the Marines there. But he still has this Marine force in the main base of the Zerg.
Yeah, that's pretty important though, losing those Marines at the bottom right-hand corner, because finally Bakuryu is able to get a solid grip on that fourth base. Meanwhile, Project moving out to third base himself, and it looks like he is finally going to be able to get that. Those meters are going to be providing relatively little trouble to that group of Marines, but Bakuryu needs to keep an eye on the back of his main. Project's moving in, he scans, but nice defense there from Bakuryu, staying way on the ball. He's able to throw down a Dark Swarm and get some reinforcing units in there and easily push back his opposing force. And so Project's going to have to try and find another way in.
Yeah, but while that was happening, of course, Bakuryu did just lose all those mutas. He could have just ran them away and maybe made them into Guardians later. Of course, the back of the natural on this map can be harassed by Guardians, similar to like on Fighting Spirit, but in this case, just wasn't paying attention. And man, this is a pretty crazy game here from both players. It looks like a random bunker going down at the bottom left here. I mean, you know, he's got 700 minerals banked, might as well. And just keeping the pressure on. And this is really crazy because normally what happens in ZVT is, you know, the Terran pressures the Zerg until Swarm gets out. Oh, hold that thought. A big number of lurkers coming out here. Project needs to move back. He's going to lose that tank, but keeps most of the bio alive. The thing is, usually what happens is the Terran pushes the Zerg all the way back until Dark Swarm gets out, and then it goes the other way, and the Zerg slowly starts pushing the Terran back out onto the map because he can't deal with the Dark Swarms at the natural, which is much more confined space. So he needs to pull back into the middle of the map, which is much more open, so he can deal with the swarms. But in this case, by dropping into the main, lane, Project is keeping the engagement purely on Bakuryu's side of the map. His bases have not been under attack at all so far, ever since the muta harassment stopped. So he's got his third base up running nice and smoothly now, and he's able to lay these mines right outside Bakuryu's bases so that, you know, he can get some keep on the map control. This is really, really well played by Project.
Yeah, this is very nice by Project. I mean, he's been able to keep Bakuryu pretty held back for a long time in this game. He showed impressive multitasking. He's been able to really showcase his strengths. Of course, multitasking is where he could really win this game, because Bakuryu has always been a very, very low APM player, whereas Project very much in the other direction. But oh my god, huge engagement going down. Project is losing so many units. Just as I say that, Bakuryu is able to absolutely crush Project in engagement outside the natural expansion. A couple of mines landing, but it doesn't matter. Oh my god, what a crushing engagement right there for Bakuryu.
That was so weird. It's like Project started running away, and then he missed micro to something and ran back into the lurkers, and then like the other group of Marines also ran into the lurkers. Oh man, that was like the reverse. That was the opposite of those, you know, Gosu anti-lurker splits that you see in the you know, Pimpus play videos and whatnot. He like split both Marines exactly so they crash into each other and stop moving, you know, on top of the lurkers. It was I don't know what the hell happened there.
I don't know quite how that happened either, but he was just absolutely smashed after that Project, losing every one of his units right there, and Bakuryu able to take advantage of that micro error, which is undoubtedly what it was. I mean, Project like got himself in a little bit of a twist right there. We have some irradiating action happening down at the 6 o'clock as well, and this starts to look a little bit edgy for Project down here. He doesn't quite have the unit count he might want, but oh my god, Project looks like he's going to try some kind of run by. Sorry, I realised I said Project before when I should have said Bakuryu. Bakuryu's not having quite the unit count he would want. Might lose his Defiler right there as well. He does lose the Defiler, and Project is now able to push down into that 4th base. The lurkers are hot on the tail of those Marines, but once again, Project is going to be able to be quite cost efficient right here and make these Marines count. And he's going to have to try and pick up these lurkers as quickly as possible. Will the lurkers burrow down? 2 of them do manage to burrow down, but there's still Marines marauding around in that base, still making themselves very, very inconvenient for poor Bakuryu.
Man, Project's being crazy effective with these, and lurkers, oh, they're finally going to take him down, maybe? There's 4 medics there, so they have ridiculous healing, but with some lingering reinforcements, we'll be able to take it out. But look at all these units out on the map. Project, I guess he just rallied to the middle here. He's got ridiculous numbers of units everywhere. Now, the issue for him is the 4th base on this map is pretty hard to take for Protoss and Terran. It's pretty far away, so even though he's good on 3 bases right now, he's going to have to really keep the pressure up if he wants to take a 4th anytime soon. And Bakuryu, as we can see, is taking a 5th base already here at the 12 o'clock, so that's definitely something Project needs to be mindful of. Although, there's very little defense here at the bottom left, there's no Defiler, crucially, so these lurkers will be easy pickings for the Terran army. No, there's actually not quite as many Terran units as I thought either, and the first Ultalisk is out as well. It doesn't have the upgrades, it looks like it has speed, but no carapace, but that could be enough to turn the tide here at the bottom left, is it? No!
Not quite. It looks like Project's going to be able to continue pushing on in. That Ultras is not going to be enough by itself. Project needs to hold back a little bit though. He needs to wait for that siege tank to really make its presence felt. He needs to siege his way in quite carefully. But
oh my god, look at the Ultra train.
Oh my god, Bakuryu, where do you get your money from?
And he's still got 3,000 minerals as well, even after making that. That is absolutely disgusting. He doesn't even have any other units. He just has 1 control group of Ultras running to the 3rd.
And he's going to be able to take
out
the
no lings, there's no lurkers, just only Ultra.
They haven't got the carapace upgrade though, so they only have 3 armor. I say only 3 armor. But yeah, only 3 armor compared to the ridiculous 5 that they could be showcasing. And we could see some horrible mines go off. Oh my god, that could have been so brutal. But unfortunately, the Ultimus deciding to kill the mines rather than kill the Marines. But had those mines gone off, it would have been kind of mine bomb of the century on all those Marines right there. It looks like Project will just about be able to hold his natural against the oncoming Ultras. Bakuryu actually throwing away a fair number of Ultras right there, which he can't necessarily afford to replace because he's so strapped for gas at the moment. And he's lost his bottom right-hand corner natural as well. Bakuryu is suddenly looking like he's in a whole lot of trouble.
Yeah, plague!
Oh wow, that is a big ass plague. If you forget the fact that Project is currently not mining at all.
Oh man, looks like he will be able to reclaim that 3rd base. I don't know if that was a smart move by Bakuryu to suicide all those Ultras like that. I mean, he did a lot of damage, but Ultras are pretty expensive. I don't think he'll be able to afford doing that again. Looks like a big drone transfer over to the 12 o'clock base, but look at this, Bakuryu is mined out at his main, or rather at his natural, mostly at his main. It's getting very, very thin. And he's just lost that base there at the bottom right natural, as you said. But wait, is that a radiated SCV? What the hell?
Whoa,
at the
where?
3rd. The 3rd. Oh, it's not anymore. That was definitely irradiated though.
That's trippy.
I swear to God, it was an irradiated SCV. I'm not crazy.
That's trippy. I can't believe I missed that. That was a historical moment. Maybe I'll catch it in a roundup or something. But we do have another big force of units coming out along the top of the map for Project. He probably isn't going to be able to push up that ramp without making full use of a siege tank. And irradiate support. Those Hydralisks being able to one-shot the damaged science vessel off straight away. And a few more science vessels floating out into the middle of the map. I think Project should make sure he keeps those a little bit safer. Although, does Bakuryu have a... Okay, he does have another Spire. Thank God. I think maybe he hadn't remade a Spire after all that time ago. But Project now losing his third base again. He's going to have to get control of his economy back. Otherwise, he's never going to be able to get a proper foothold again in this game.
Yeah, he's actually at 87 minerals now and basically distance mining. I think his vessels were moving in to try and irradiate some ultras, and there was actually only one ultra anyway, and all the rest were links. Looks like this attack is gonna fail, and meanwhile he's going to try and break into this third. He needs to just irradiate these lurkers and move up here. He hasn't actually done that yet. Okay, this is irradiated the back one. Okay, finally got those down. Once those goes down, he can actually move that up and turn it into a bit of a base raid. Oh man, but the bunker, the natural goes down. So actually, Project's natural is in big trouble here. The SCVs might need to fight here. I think they should fight. Oh my goodness. SCV on link action going on here. The third base is still denied. This is it. Project's going to win with this army right now. But there's the Dark Swarm. He needs to pull back here. Project. He's got no income. He has to win with this army or that is going to be it. He's got so many vessels. But what can he do?
Oh, his army gets trapped and is finally backed into a corner. There is nothing he can do. And he loses every single one of his marines. His science is going to go down and he's forced to
GG!
GG from Project. Bakuryu takes down the Russian Terran and goes 1-0, and that will put Project down into the losers match of this group.
You know what though? You know what? I did say at the beginning of the game, even if Project loses, if he plays a really good game, I'll have faith. And that was a pretty darn good game.
That was a good game, wasn't it?
That was very close.
Did I lie? I think Project has the quality, I have to say. I mean, he didn't... I don't know quite at what point he really lost that game. He just not quite... I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good point. He was definitely ahead, I think, going into the mid-game. You know, keeping Bakuryu back in his base, starting to lay some mines down. I mean, he did do a few suicide attacks, and he had that one big engagement where he kind of suicided all his army at the top right.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I think just overall, maybe his macro is not quite good. He was floating minerals for most of the game there. And, yeah.
Just kind of lost it on
just too good. Bakuryu's just too good, man. Bakuryu's just ridiculously good.
That's what we'll attribute it to, definitely, because Bakuryu, not a mean opponent at all. Very, very good player. And so Project looking good, but Bakuryu ultimately triumphing and is going to go 1-0. So congratulations to him so far. Mustache Zerg looking good, looking set to go through the group. If he can keep that kind of form up, and Project is going to be facing an uphill struggle.
Yep, so that means the winner's match is going to be Michael versus Bakuryu in a ZVZ. And we'll bring you guys that game in a bit.